Hello, my name is Daniel Abreu, and
Hi, my name is Naika Fanor.
okay,
And I'm Taylor Hunter.
yep, and today we'll be going over chemical kinetics from chapter 14 of chemistry. So, okay, well, I would like to sort of start out by mentioning the challenge in getting into reaction mechanisms that was for me personally. At first I would have thought that it was like a completely different language, like it was crazy. All those arrows, all those molecules, it was sort of really confusing. And the way I personally was able to learn my way through it was to write stuff down over and over. And I heard that from a previous professor that would make it sort of stick. At first, yeah, you guys, like, it is actually so helpful to do practice exercises and just writing stuff down, making it really stick in your head. Whether
Mm-hmm.
it is with an online paper or with an online whatever, like a pad, I found those ways have helped me make things stick. And, making sure to constantly make the effort to revise all subjects, every now and then, whenever you can, whenever you're free, whenever you have free time. We're all busy, so, it's a challenge in life. I did find pretty easy and actually enjoyable to learn all about the rates, and especially because it is the first subject of the class. And, it was the one I was most anticipating of because I reviewed it a little bit before the class started. And I was sort of ready and fresh and, I could learn more. But then as time goes on, you kind of start to burn out a little bit, and it's just what it is with the length of each class and how much that's why we take breaks. But I would like to know what you think, Nika.
For me, at first, it was super confusing. I didn't get how to figure out. I didn't know how to figure out the rate form in the table data, and I kept asking myself how to get it, and it was very confusing. I didn't understand how to figure it out, the exponent and for each reactant in those things. It felt like I was doing a guessing game for those to get the exponent. And what made it worse was I didn't know or understand the constant, the rate constant K, and it was the first time we got introduced to it. So I'm guessing that's one reason why I didn't get it at first. Um, so to help me, I started to do a lot of practices. I did the assignment, I did the exam, and I went over it over and over again. And I tried to break it into smaller steps to compare each area and how to get the answer. And also, I did when you go on Alex, they give you the step by step how to solve the rate law areas. Um, one subject or topic that really I was okay to understand and to learn from was the rate, the rate when you get the concentration over the time, the change of time, which it was very easy to understand and to remember as well. What about you, Taylor?
I personally thought that the first order, zero order, and second order were very hard. I did not understand it one bit. I didn't understand how the zero order, how it stayed constant on the reactant side when you kept adding stuff and it was still constant on the product side. It wasn't clicking in my brain. For the first order, I didn't understand the integrated rate laws. I just didn't understand how to put the two together. For the second order, I still don't understand it. This was not very fun for me to learn, but I was able to kind of get myself to understand it by watching a lot of videos and writing it down. I'm a very visual person, so when people are solving the problems in front of me, I'm able to understand it better because I know if I use this formula, then I know all the steps that need to be done. So that kind of helps me a little bit with the first order reactions. watching the videos, writing everything down. The practice exam also, when it came to those types of problems, I paid a little bit more attention and I tried to understand it the best I could. One thing I did enjoy learning was the first topic as well. I loved learning about the rates. I thought it was super self-explanatory, very easy for me to understand, being able to plug the numbers in where I needed to, and it was just super easy to put the reactants and the products into the formula and then plugging in the numbers that went into it to solve for the rates and stuff. I thought that was very interesting and fun. But yeah.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for sharing your points. I think for the most part, we all learned the same things and all. So that was chapter 14 of chemical kinetics. You guys have a great day. So Mario, I would like to know your point of view on all this on chapter 14. If you would like to share anything with us.
Yeah, so for chapter 14, the most problems I ran into seemed to be with the integrated rate law equations of each order. So, and like understanding how they relate to the shape of the graph plotted, or how they relate to the rate law and the units of K and like the constant of K in each equation in each order. So one thing that I ran into trouble with was remembering and fully understanding the way that the orders work. I really forgot about zero order kind of on the exam, and I thought first order was order 0, second order was order 1, you know, like I kind of yes, and then I ended up fixing it in the end because I had to like remember all the stuff that we discussed in class. So, and also it was the integrated rate laws and like fully understanding why the negative is there, and it's because the rate is decreasing. So for order 0, the rate law is K times A to the power of 0, and the units of K are meters per second squared.
Okay. Nice.
Or not meters, I'm so sorry, moles per second to the -1, yes.
Yeah.
And the integrated rate law is the concentration of A after time equals -K times T plus the concentration of A at 0. So that's just an example of an equation. The half-life expression of that equation would be T at 1/2 time equals the concentration of A at time 0 divided by 2 times the rate constant equals 1 over the rate constant times the concentration of A at 0 time divided by 2. So it gets to be a little complicated with all the formulas and stuff, and like remembering when to use them and when to use which formula, you know. And another thing that I ran into was I really only remembered how to find the rate law and the order for the rate laws that had one concentration in them, you know, like K times A to the power of 0. So what really I came into an issue with was when it was like K times A to the power of 1 times B to the power of 2. So I really couldn't remember how to find the order, but then I ended up remembering on the test, and I fixed it.
There you go.
So yeah, choose that random.
Awesome. All right, thank you for sharing your point of view, and I hope you have a great day, man. So that was chapter 14. Awesome.